Hi, let us talk about the grave. The grave is an important aspect of life. Grave, that is the sector in which all humans are. The grave. There is the cradle and then the grave. The cradle is 10% of the brain to 100%, and the grave is 9% of the brain or 9.9% of the brain to 1%. So that is what you call the grave. The grave is actually time and space. Because if you don't move into the cradle, that is 10% of the brain to 100%. If you don't move there, you won't understand time and space. Like when you study, when you read and read people talking about time and space, all the great scientists, they don't know what time and space means. What they call the Big Bang universe. They don't know it. They are the people dealing with it. They put those terms and start talking about them, but they don't know what those terms mean, including even St. Augustine down to the present time. Even Aristotle, those people, they don't know what time and space means. They don't know it. If you study them and read what they are saying, you see that they don't understand time and space. They don't know it. They can't define it. Okay? So that is how it is. So today we're talking about the grave. And the grave means time and space. The grave means that you have fallen from the top cradle, from superhuman life into the metahuman life and human life. That is from superhumanity into metahumanity and humanity. Because humanity is the least and humanity is undesirable. If you are part and parcel of humanity, you are not even, you don't know who you are, you don't know where you are, you can never know. You just keep on pursuing the earth, things of earth. Like in university now, if you look at what is happening, people are just there doing funny things. So if you are on the if you have access to the superhuman level, you just look at people in university and you just laugh. You want to stay away and so even dig somewhere and go and hide inside. Because what people are doing today is so laughable and so people are so crazy. Because they are human and they feel that I'm a human. Yes, you are human, but you are not. You are just of the covering. So and that is part of that is the grave. The grave I'm talking about. The grave is you are of the human level and of the metahuman level. That's religion and science and religion, theology and philosophy, or philosophy and theology. That is where you are. And that place is called duality. There's a duality between. It's a duality. That is religion and science are a duality. Theology and philosophy are a duality. They are a duality. And that's why you see religion and philosophy don't agree. Religion and science don't agree. Theology and philosophy don't agree. They are always in conflict. They are always in contradiction. They are always in disagreement. They are always in conflict. Always at war. They don't agree because they are a duality and multiplicity. Instead of moving towards integration, they are dividing and separating. Albert Einstein referred to it as relativity. Relativity means that the relationship between left and right, the relationship between science and religion is a mere relationship, but it ought to be an integration. There ought to be an integration. These aspects ought to integrate or reintegrate because they were originally a singularity and wholeness, because singularity is where wholeness is. And then when you have singularity, then you are 10% of the brain and above, because that singularity, that is wholeness, and that's where children are, all children. That's where people who are called sages are, the sages, not the theologians, not the philosophers, the professors and the pastors. They are not part of superhuman life on earth. They are inside the grave. And when you are inside the grave, usually from 3 to 4 years of age, you fall into the grave. And that's why nobody can find how it happens. Nobody knows today. No book is written about it. Nobody has explained what it means to fall out of Eden, to fall out of inside Eden and into outer Eden. Nobody knows what it is. In fact, people write and say it is because of Satan, temptation by Satan, that moves you out of it. That's not true. That is the worst truth that exists. Satan does not have anything to do with it. God and Satan don't have anything to do with it. It is a process that occurs within you and changes. And you change from being a child. Because if you are a child, if you can be a child as it is now, then you know what it is. If you can be a child and become simple and become pure and become honest and become full of integrity and become governed by conscience. When conscience rules your life, only conscience in its entirety, conscience is ruling your life, then you are a baby, you are a sage, or an aged person who is about almost 90. When they begin to see spirit, see an aged woman talking about her husband, she's seeing her husband talking about, and science calls that, dementia. That is laughable. Because there are people who are alive today who see the people that you call dead. And they are actually the people that are living, because they are in the superhuman. They are the superhuman people. They have no flesh. They have left the fleshly level, and that is the position. So when you have left the fleshly level, then you are superhuman, not the grave. But the grave is where you are in time and space, where you are, a duality, and you are in trouble. That is hell and suffering. That is fall and descent. You are already there, and you are suffering. And you cannot free yourself. You go to church and scream, you go to science, all those things you are doing. That's not true. The kingdom of heaven, the great kingdom, is there, but you can't find it because you are impure, you are unworthy, and that's the only reason. I thank you very much for listening.